Namaskar to all of my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. I'm Pallavi reading interesting stories for you. Today I'm reading A Proud Teacher. This is the story taken from The Best of Mullah Nasruddin. Now let's go through it. Throughout his life, Mullah Nasruddin traveled a lot. He would travel to distant places, meet people, and learn new things from them. Nasru knew that what he had learned in the school was very little when compared with what he could learn from life. He would go to a small town, take up any small job he could find to earn enough money to buy food. In his free time, he would speak to different people in the town and find out about their lives, sometimes helping them solve small problems, sometimes seeking their help to find answers to many questions he kept asking. On one such trip, Nasru visited a small town on the banks of a river. There he took up a job as a boatman. He was a good swimmer, and all he had to do was row people across the river. Besides giving him some money, this job gave Nasru the opportunity to meet a lot of different people. Since the river flowed between the small town and a road that led to the city, everyone had to cross the river at some time. Nasru made rich men, poor men, wise men, fools, beggars, thieves, courtiers, and children. Each one of them would talk to Nasru about their life as he rowed them across the river. This taught Nasru many important lessons about life. One cloudy day, Nasru waited at the river for someone to come by. It looked like it was going to rain. All the other boatmen had left for home. Since Nasru had nowhere to go, he waited by the river in spite of the gathering rain clouds. To his luck, an old teacher came rushing by. In a very commanding voice, he said to Nasru, "Hey, boatman, take me across the river now. I need to go to the city to give an important speech." Nasru was shocked by the old teacher who was so rude. He rushed over to the teacher saying, yes, sir." With an air of authority, the teacher got into the boat. He looked around and did not seem very happy with the boat. He said to Nasru, "Hey, why do you have such an old boat? Why don't you clean it properly? Will it sink while crossing the river?" As Nasru rowed the boat across the river, he realized that the teacher was a very proud man. Nasru had met many people like the teacher, people who thought that they knew everything, people who would boast about their intelligence. Nasru decided to act like a simple boatman. He pretended to be illiterate and said, "Boat is very good, not will sink." The teacher turned around and shouted at Nasru, "You silly idiot! How can you speak with such a bad grammar? Haven't you learned your grammar? Nasru pretended to look sad and said, "No, sir, I not." Teacher looked disgusted. With pride in his voice, he said, "I pity foolish people like you who haven't learned grammar. Half of your life is wasted." Just then, with a crash of thunder, it began to rain heavily. The teacher began to curse the rain gods and Nasru. Nasru smiled to himself and continued to row the boat. Within a few minutes, the boat began to fill up with water. Nasru tried to row faster, but the strong wind made it very difficult. The proud teacher had stopped cursing the rain gods and began praying to them. Nasru saw that he was frightened. He looked at the proud teacher and said, "Tell me, sir, do you know how to swim? I think the boat is going to sink." The teacher looked horrified. He cried out to Nasru, "Help me, I can't swim." Nasru laughed at him and said, "What? You can't swim? I pity people like you who can't swim. All your life is lost." The teacher realized that he had learned an important lesson. To their luck, the boat did not sink. They made it across to the bank of the river. The teacher got out of the boat and said to Nasru, "Forgive me for being so proud and arrogant, sir. You have taught me that studies and grammar alone will not be enough to survive in life. Thank you." Nasru wished him a safe journey as he walked away. Do you like this story? Then tell me in the comment box and subscribe our channel.